At the district office, I pulled my school record from 10 years ago. In the behavior notes, item 43 had one line from my homeroom teacher that felt way too specific. I got home and started scrolling through old group chat screenshots. That was the week. People whispered I stole something and I'd almost forgotten. Back then, I always saved my timetable and seating chart on my phone. My teacher glanced at my notebook and told me to keep proof like receipts, quietly. A few days later, she asked me to check the hallway CTV log with her. The missing envelope lined up with cleaning time, and the truth finally showed up. She wrote a formal note based on those records, so my name wasn't left stained. The chat went quiet, and the rumor faded without anyone getting publicly shamed. Reading that sentence now, it felt like a prophecy for a second. But it wasn't fate, it was the habit of keeping records that saved me. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. I was checking my gradebook record and one line felt weird. That question was marked as having no correct answer. So I dug through our group chat captures. Everyone brushed it off like it was just a printing error. But when I looked at the test again, it didn't feel ambiguous. The numbers kept collapsing into the same place. It bothered me, so I checked my timetable and found the teacher during break. I just showed the steps without making a scene. The teacher rechecked the answer sheet and froze for a second. Then they said it should be 43, not no answer. A correction notice went up and the record got updated. That's when I learned mistakes and traps feel totally different. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. While flipping through old photos, I reopened a blurred student record capture. There was a note about hallway footsteps during night study. Back then, around the same late hour, the hallway started clicking every night. It always began near the dark staff room, which made it worse. In our group chat, people started posting timestamp captures like evidence. The pattern was too consistent, so it felt off in a weird way. One day, I glanced at the duty schedule posted in the hallway. The patrol slots lined up perfectly with the times we heard the sounds. Then I heard it again, as the duty teacher walked past us in the hallway. The old slippers had a loose sole that stuck and snapped on the floor. The next day, the teacher log just said the noise cause was confirmed. The record reads scary, but the memory is honestly nothing special. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. At our school, Locker 43 was a legend. Every time you opened it, a different student's textbook was inside. If you don't check, you can get blamed for stealing. So I started with a group chat screenshot from 0743. So at 8020, I opened my Locker 43 and a math textbook was just sitting there. When I checked, the inside sticker had another class number and a date stamp, 10/10/12. The next day it happened again, but this time it was a science book, which felt even worse. So I checked the key sign-out sheet and there it was, 1243, marked as Locker 43. I showed it to my homeroom teacher and we checked the office lost item records together. The handbook literally said Rule 3-2, lost items stay in Locker 43 for 7 days. But my locker was in the hallway, and the record meant the office side locker, so it didn't add up. We found a notice dated 1/12/12. During sticker replacement, the 43 label got swapped and items kept landing in mine. Turns out the cause was a misattached lost items Locker 43 sticker, and my teacher fixed it by renumbering and locking the key log. Tip: if someone else's stuff shows up, save a timestamp photo and a screenshot of the sign-out sheet right away. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. Strange rings showed up in our school curry at lunch. A 1218 group chat capture blew up, so we started checking to avoid blaming the wrong person. So our homeroom teacher posted a lost item notice right next to the timetable. The capture showed 1232 received and stored at the office, which made it official. Next, we opened the kitchen record with the nutrition teacher and checked the lunch log. It even had an 11.5 foreign object checklist ticked and a photo log attached. When we zoomed in, the inside engraving read 1983 219-121. At 1410, we showed it to the cook, and she pulled up an old engagement ring photo on her phone. People still called it staged in the chat, so we checked the office counseling record too. The capture had a 1540 note saying she lost her engagement ring 43 years ago, matching the date. Turns out it slipped off during a glove change, and the rulebook ended with a 1620 turn signature. One tip: if a foreign object shows up in lunch, capture a photo and report it through a teacher right away. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. I peeked at the top student's notebook at 12:40 during lunch, and I flipped straight to the last page. If this turns into a record, it can mess things up, and the header said observation log 01-18-22, ITeen2, so I checked our class group chat screenshot, and there was a notice posted at 08:12 that morning. It said, third period counseling for 2 students tomorrow, and that observation notes would be referenced. To be sure, I photographed the bulletin board notice in the back of the room, dated 01-19. The paper line read, peer observation records are anonymous, deadline 16 Mindaus, which made it feel very real. When I zoomed in on the back page, it wasn't real names, it was seat numbers and short check lines. Next to seat 17, there was a line like phone warning 2 times, and my stomach dropped a bit. At 10:30, the break, I asked the top student why they were writing that kind of stuff in a notebook. They showed an activity sheet labeled Student Record Helper with a homeroom stamp dated 01-17. The cause was a school assignment, and on 01-20, the homeroom teacher collected the notebook and cleaned up the notes. Tip: if you see something like this, blur names in a capture and ask the teacher to verify only the official record. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. I got locked in the gym storage, and the person who opened it wasn't the guard. If you don't verify, you can get blamed, so I zoomed in on the access log capture, storage 17,002. After class, I stepped in to grab a ball, and the door auto-locked 16,508, so I checked the sign by the door. First, opens only from outside. I left proof by calling out 3 times in a row, 17-8, 17 and 10. Then the door opened at 17,002, but the person walking in wasn't the guard. I saw a temporary access badge in the hand with an issued timestamp, 16:15. So I searched our group chat for the transfer notice right away, 16:19. The group chat capture showed the transfer notice time is 16:19. When I compared it, it was exactly 43 minutes before the door opened at 17,002. The cause was a permission delay after the transfer, and the log confirmed it deactivates at 18 minutes. One tip: screenshot the call log and the door notice with timestamps right away. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. At 16:42, I spotted a folder on my homeroom teacher laptop labeled with my name. If that was a counseling file, rumors could stick, so I had to verify it fast. So I noted only the folder label and time, then opened it without digging into details. The first item literally read, Recommendation Draft 801-18, which I did not expect. Still, I worried it could be another student, so I used Preview and read just the first line. It mentioned Career Chat on 12,005, matching my schedule exactly. So I checked the print history too, just to be sure it was a real document workflow. One line showed 1558 printed Recommendation Draft V3 in the staff room log. At 1710 Thai, I asked the teacher directly, mentioning only the folder name I saw. They said counseling records stay in the admin system, and that folder was a recommendation draft. Cause was an autosave folder name, and the fix was the teacher renaming it to prevent confusion. Tip: don't trust labels alone, check last modified time and ask the owner immediately. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. Back in middle school, a milk carton showed up on my desk every morning. By day 3, I worried I'd get blamed, so at 8:12 I snapped a photo as a record. I opened the classroom and the milk was already there. My photo timestamp said 08:12. When I screenshot the notice, it said milk handout was 08:20, so it was placed earlier. Next day, the class group chat posted at 08:25 about the checklist for missed milk. I looked at the sheet by the timetable and saw 3 marks next to the back row student's name. So, at cleanup time, 12:44 I waited near the milk return box to watch quietly. Result, the back row kid dropped it on my desk and I saved a 12:41 screen capture. I showed my homeroom teacher 2 things, the photo and the checklist capture. They checked the milk record and said the rule is, missed milk must be returned, then called the kid in. Turns out they didn't drink milk and dumped their quota on me, and it ended with returns plus a seat swap. Tip: keep date and time captures and ask a teacher to verify the official record first. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. On graduation photo day, being the only one dressed differently sparks instant misunderstandings. So I check if the group notice actually reached me. At 09:05, everyone showed up in black, and I was the only one in beige. I searched the group chat for black and got 0 results. On my friend's phone, the notice was posted at 22:31 last night. Details showed, read 23, delivery failed 1. That 1 was me. In settings, battery saver turned on at 23:3000 and blocked background delivery. I enabled background data, and at 09:12 the notice finally synced. To recheck, I closed the app for 1 minute and asked for a test message. I screenshot the 9:13 notification to keep clear proof. Cause was battery saver blocking background delivery. Removing the restriction fixed it. Before big days, react to the notice and confirm. Delivery failed 0. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. In the science room, the anatomy model finger looked different every day. If rumors spread, the person in charge gets blamed for nothing. On day 1, I took a photo at 16:10t. Next day, I shot the same angle again and compared the two. The fingertip looked rotated by about 3 mm, so I marked the base position with a strip of paper tape as a reference. Second check, it moved even when someone just brushed the desk during breaks. The tape line was off twice in a single day. Turns out it was not the finger. The whole hand joint was loose by design. Tighten the screw and add a thin pad and it stops rotating. Tip: always keep a photo of your tape reference. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. At 18:10 the grade portal showed 43, but my hand scoring said 100. I screenshot the score page first. I rechecked all 50 questions with the A-type answer key and marked 0 wrong. I snapped a photo as evidence. Next day at 09:50 I asked to see the scanned OMR image, and row 1 was blank. My answer for Q2 sat in the Q1 boxes, shifted down by 1 line. I compared just 4 anchors, Q1, QFIN, QFIM, and Q50 between the test sheet and the OMR. Every mark was 1 row lower and Chi50 even had 2 bubbles filled. The cause was a 1-line shift on the OMR, so we remarked it under Proctor check and rescanned to restore the score. Tip: before handing in, match rows for Q1, Q25, and Q50. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. Every year on the same date, a restroom mirror gets a note that says, "Do not look for 43 seconds. Ignore it and you can end up late, then get blamed." If the line is long at 08:48, check the hallway notice board first. You will often find a line, like photo session 099, neat uniform. Set your phone timer to no above than 43 and use the mirror just once. When your screen says bell in 02000, the line starts moving again. Look at the clipboard log by the door at 0995. Entrance congestion is checked. Because last year left a record, this year they set a seconds-based limit. A 10-minute break is 600 seconds and 600 divided by 43 is about 14. With 1 mirror, 43 seconds per person is the math that keeps it flowing. So the sticky note is crowd control for photo day traffic, using 43 seconds to keep mirror throughput on track. Tip: prep in class, then set 0, keep body 3 inside, take 1 glance and step aside. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. If a new transfer student knows your elementary school secrets, check your private followers first. If you ignore it, school rumors spread fast. On day 1 at 12:30, they dropped my old nickname like it was nothing. I opened my followers list and checked the unfamiliar one among 17. Then I checked the request history and it said approved 3 months ago at 8:40. I took a screenshot and saved it as evidence. I still needed proof, so I checked story viewers and the same account watched 4 times in 2 days. Their name kept popping near the top, and that was enough. During break, I acted right away, removed them as a follower and turned on restrict. A follow cancelled notice popped up, so I knew it worked. The cause was simple. I used to accept follow requests in a rush, and that let it happen. The fix was cleaning followers and hiding stories, and my tip is a monthly follower check with a screenshot log. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. 12:35 lunchtime, my phone call got broadcast to the whole school. If you do not verify fast, rumors harden into facts. It happened right after my confession call. A friend texted me a screenshot saying your voice just played on the speakers. I ran to the broadcast room and checked the on-air light first. The log sheet showed a broadcast check at 12:36. Next, I checked the audio route. The broadcast PC input was set to phone, and a connected audio alert was still on screen. I still made one more proof. A recording near our classroom speaker was time-stamped 12:37, matching my call time exactly. The cause was phone auto-connect plus a missed mute on the broadcast channel. We disconnected the input and taped a checklist, and the tip is to test in headphones before going live. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe.